Hello. Good evening, and welcome to another live session where I'm asking you how your day is going. If you're just tuning in, if you're joining us now, let us know where you're joining us from. You can use the chat box. Let me see your comments. I'll respond to all of it. All of it. Just let me know where you're joining us from. I want to see where you're joining us from. Okay, so today I'm going to do something crazy, okay? I'm going to actually lead you to my city. This by the road so you can see what's going on around me. I promise it might be entertaining and okay, yeah. Stay with me. I'm trying to get a phone stand. Okay?
Jesus, fuck. Jesus. That's a thing I'm gonna get. Qua studio mở sổ bạn. That's a thing mà.
Okay, so it fell off. Stay with me, please. Please stay with me. I was supposed to leave this on a live session. The phone fell. The stand broke, but I'm still going to get a different stand to put this phone up and make sure everything stays live. Just stay with me. I'll be right back. I am trying to. Okay. So I said I was going to share moments where and I'm telling people when I'm introducing you to what happens in my city. Now, if you're new here, if you're maybe just thinking of a location to go, you're not really sure of where to go to. if you ever find yourself in Nigeria, I think the best place for you to ask and want to go to should be Akwa Ibom. Yeah, Akwa Ibom State Uyo. Now, it's not just about meeting my city. It's not just about getting to the city. It's about the wonderful people here in the city here. Uh, so I'm going to take you on a journey walking on the road where I do my evening sessions and my venting sessions. I call this my evening venting session. So when I have sessions like this, I simply just take a walk, talk to you about how my day went, talk to you about the things that you can do to actually improve what you've been getting, to get better results than you've been getting in the past. And this is just one of it. This is just one of those sessions. I don't know if you're even ready to take that walk with me. I might leave here, walk down, and maybe get something. So stay with me. So a few weeks ago, last week, on this evening venting, and I took a lot of people on the journey with me. I showed you what you should do and what to expect in different situations. So today, it's going to be another live session in my city. Mind you, I like taking a walk. So today I'm going to take a walk and go right to where I'm going to have my haircuts. Yes, right to where I'm going to have my haircuts. I'll just keep the phone on live, steady live here. So while on this journey, it's... Good evening, brother. So it's more like a defining moment for me where I get to choose things that are going to affect me in the next few years. Okay. Today on this journey, I'll be talking about the tiny decisions that can affect you in the next few years, and then I'll also share with you my experience with a particular decision I made, and that decision has affected me right now. I made that decision, I think about it was 6 years ago. 6 years ago, precisely. That was 2000 okay, I think it's more than 6 years because it started in 2017 and 2018. So in 2018, I remember when I was still teaching in a nursery school. And so one day it dawned on me that I could just waste away my life without achieving anything. So I told myself, okay, fine, I'm going to step up and do something. It didn't just come easy, trust me. It didn't come easy. It was more like having to battle with the inner part of me. I mean, the most sensible part, the most reasonable part of me that told me, hey, you should just stick to what you've gotten already. And I had to fight it. I fought it with everything within me. I fought it with my reasoning. I fought it with... It didn't make sense, honestly. It didn't make sense to just say, okay, someone that was teaching in a school, someone that is a fresh graduate, you just have to suspend everything that you're doing, go to get something that is not going to give you anything. Learning a trade, that was the decision I made. It took so much from me. At that point, I didn't have a house in town. I had just graduated from the university, so I moved back to my village. And I was staying in my little community. There I was comfortable. I was really comfortable, I must say. I had my farm, I had everything I needed. So it wasn't about not having what to eat. It was about thinking of the next 2 years, the next 3 years. At the level where I was aiming at, I knew for sure that if I continued that way, I wouldn't be able to meet up. Yes, trust me. sometimes the decisions you have to make will not just be for the now. Sometimes it has to be something you are taking into consideration maybe a few years from now, let's say 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 years. So I took that into consideration and I was like, okay, fine. If this is me in 5 years, if this is me in 6 years, what is it going to look like? Will this particular thing give me enough finances, or will it be able to take care of me? That's the first question I asked myself. I asked if it was going to be able to take care of me, and then the the reasonable answer was no. Good evening, brother. Well done. The reasonable answer was no. I I told myself the truth. One day I just woke up. I made that call. I called someone in town and I asked the person, hey, can I come stay with you for a while? I'm trying to find my footing. I'm trying to find somewhere where I can just maybe learn a trade or learn a skill or something. I didn't get anybody to help me at that point, so I still had to make another tough choice. It wasn't easy, honestly. I must tell you the truth. It wasn't easy. It was more like going against the rational way of thinking. I had to decide, okay, fine, this is me, this is my life, I have the next few years to live, and I had just lost my business as a student and graduating, coming back from school and having nothing, absolutely nothing. It was difficult. It was really, really difficult, I must tell you. It was difficult. So after making that call, then my friend said, hey, yeah, I stay in town, but I stay with my sister. And I'm like, oh God, I can't stay with your sister. I said, please, can I just come squat with you for a while? And they said, well, my sister is a very touchy person. My sister does this. So I got the first no from the first friend. And then it was going to be a setback. Yeah, it was going to be a setback. Honestly, I have to be very honest with you on this one here. It wasn't that easy. So I asked myself again, if this is someone I know and I can't find someone I really know in the city to go stay with, then I should maybe just go by myself and look for where to stay. So on one of those occasions, I took my bag and went to the city. I left. I went there, got a place where I could keep that bag temporarily. Then I took a walk. For the most part of the day, I was simply just going about with that bag. So I discovered that I could put myself at risk. I could risk everything I had in my bag if I kept going with it. So I decided to keep it somewhere. I kept it somewhere, went in, started talking to people. Hey, I'm new in the city. Can you direct me to where I can get an apartment that can go for this price range? And I didn't get a nice apartment. What I got, what I got was a single bedroom in an area that is very bad. Yeah, in an area that is very bad. I mean, where I used to stay back then, where I got the single bedroom, it was cheap enough for my money to pay. It was in a slum. It was in a slum. Nobody really wanted to stay around such neighborhood, but I had no choice. It was all I could afford at that moment. I had no choice. I just had to, okay, fine, let me just pay for this thing. If I pay for this thing and it doesn't work, then I can just maybe take another decision. So I went ahead, paid for it. I paid for that apartment where we were sharing toilets with, like, I think the whole compound. The whole compound, we had like more than 30 tenants were living in that compound. Some people were living, when I'm telling you about a typical slum, I'm talking about a place where you have a whole family, like the father, the mother, and maybe about 3 kids living in one room. So that was the situation in that place. It wasn't very conducive. And then sometimes when you get to the toilet, it is fully messed up. Some days I would just wake up in the morning and I'll just wake up in the morning and I knew that I will have to face my nightmare. So each morning when I woke up, it was just waking up to the real nightmare. In fact, it wasn't easy. So I lived in that slum for a while. I lived there for a while. And while I was staying in that slum and I paid, it was cheap, yes. That's the reason why I stayed there. It was really, really cheap. That place was cheap, yeah. It was very affordable. But it wasn't the most conducive place for anybody to want to stay. So while there, I gave my time into studying. I gave my time into reading books. Each time when I come back from the training I used to attend, that's when I was doing my photography apprenticeship. So each time when I finish from work and all of those things, I'll come back home, practice, read, and all of that. It exposed me to a whole lot of ideas. It exposed me to brand new ideas that currently shape who I am, ideas that have transformed me from that good person to the person that I am right now. So that decision was taking the risk, going for the unknown, going into the deep waters, I was going to find something tangible, but I did it anyway. I just did it. It wasn't a very wise decision at first. So years later, I still remember when I went for NYSC. Stay with me, please. I still remember when I went for NYSC. So NYSC is more like a mandatory scheme here in Nigeria where you have to save your country for at least a year after graduating from school. Like it's a year, compulsorily 1 year. So I went for NYSC. I had the opportunity to make money, okay? But then I told myself, I've made this money. And what was really there was that most people were buying iPhones, most people were buying smartphones, good looking gadgets. But I saved that money to buy a camera, and that has shaped who I am today. That has shaped the future that I was looking at. Yep. So I got that camera. It was everything I got that day was around 150,000 naira. I think I also got a loan. There was a loan that I could get as a core member then. I got about 19,000 or was it 30 something? I can't remember the exact amount, but it was really a small amount, and I added it to buy some of the things I needed. But before now, I had saved money from the farm. You know, I remember I told you that I lived in the village, did a lot of farming, did all of this. So I had saved money, and then I just applied for the loan and it was approved. So I added everything together, got what I needed to get. It was the best thing I did for myself. I was broke, fine. After spending that amount, I was broke. I didn't have a good phone like every other person did. But years later, it turned out that the seemingly stupid decision I made by buying that camera created an employment for me and also gave me the opportunity to employ others. Yes, I employed others too with that same camera. And I still have that camera today. Yeah, even when I've gotten other cameras to it, even when I've gotten other cameras and I've added to it, I still keep that one because it's something that connects deeply with me. I'm really emotional about that particular camera. I attach so much emotions to owning that camera because I know exactly what I went through before getting it. So that's how the decisions I took years ago affected the future that I was really waiting for. It affected my it affected my current situation. That happened years ago. It didn't just happen overnight, and that's it. That's what happened, and I'm proud of it. I'm proud of that decision, honestly. It was crazy, but then I took it, and taking it was the best thing that I ever did to myself. I did for myself. So, if you've been here up to this point, I told you I was going to take you on a long walk till I get to where I'll be cutting my hair, and I'm here at the barber salon to cut. So it just happened. That decision that happened years ago finally affected my current state, and it's something to be proud of. Trust me, it's something to be proud of. It's not like it was all rosy, and it's not like thing happened all at once. But it took time. It took time. It took more than 6 years to have a visible or a tangible result from that. Yeah. So I'll be going offline now, and maybe once I come back online, I'll just continue from where I stop because I really need to concentrate right now and have everything fixed. See you guys later. Bye bye.